Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanderson. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Friday, payday, September 2nd slate of MLB action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have a pretty great slate of MLB going on once again today. No day games, though. I do wish we had at least one day game throughout, literally every single day. I just think that would be super fun, especially for some of my free time or whatever at work. It'd be really fun to check up on some scores. But unfortunately, we don't have one today, but we do have a lot of night games. And we actually have a lot of good matchups too, so I am super excited to dive into it. But before I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe. We are less than 200 subscribers away from that 7,000 mark, and if we do end up hitting that by the time that the NBA season does start, then I will be doing a pretty big giveaway, so make sure that you guys are subbed. Also, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. So, without any further ado, before we dive into the recap, just a quick word here from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by PrizePicks. If you guys don't currently have a sports book that you do use, or if you do have one and you're just looking for something new, PrizePicks is a great way to get started. As you guys can see here on the screen, we are able to bet on pretty much every single sport that you can think of. We have MLB, we have the NFL, as of right now is the preseason, we have college football, we even have things like CSGO and some esports as well. And obviously, as you guys know, I'm a huge NBA guy, so once the NBA season does come around, you guys will be able to bet on player props from there as well. PrizePicks is very, very easy to use. I do love the no-run first innings, and that is something that you can go ahead and bet on here on PrizePicks as well. It's an absolutely fantastic app and website as well. So if you guys haven't already signed up for PrizePicks, make sure that you guys do that and use code KingSanders, and you can go ahead and get a deposit match bonus of up to $100. So the way that it does work is you go ahead and pick a couple here. So I'm just going to, for the sake of the video, say that the White Sox and the Orioles tomorrow are going to have a no-run first inning. The Toronto and Boston and the Cincinnati and Philadelphia are all going to have no-run first inning. Basically what I would do, I would go ahead and click less for all of these and do what is called a power play, which is basically the same as a parlay. All three legs do have to hit in order for the bet to actually cash out. On the flip side of things, you can also do a flex play. The flex play basically means if you do get one of the legs wrong, that's perfectly fine. You can still win some money. So PrizePicks is a great way to be able to win some money using player props and things of that nature to be able to win some money. So you can put together a bunch of different legs to win out some pretty big money. So once again, make sure you guys do use code KingSanders for whenever you do sign up. You will get a deposit match bonus of up to $100. And once again, thank you so much, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. So yes, we are back as of right now, and you guys can see I got the dress shirt on, and what that means, we mean business today. And we mean we need to go ahead and get things going here. I've really been struggling, and it's just been crazy. It's been absolute crazy. Tons of bad beats, just over and over and over and over again. So, it is what it is, but let's go ahead and do a quick recap as of yesterday. Yesterday was just tough, and we'll go ahead and talk about it. So we ended up having the Seattle and Detroit under 4 in the first 5 innings. Mr. Eduardo Rodriguez, he had only given up 4 home runs over the course of the whole season. He ended up giving up 2 in that game. They were only solo shots, but Seattle ended up hitting the over by themselves. So that one was very unfortunate. Then we did have the Athletics money line. If you guys know, you guys know. Joey Meneses of the Washington Nationals hit a 3-run walk-off homer. A 3-run walk-off homer in the bottom of the 10th inning. It was the most painful thing to watch ever. It really hurt. Like that one actually, I felt it. I felt it with every part of my body. It was so tough, but it is what it is. So that one really hurt though.
Got him!
Then we did end up having the Rangers plus 1.5 versus Boston. I will say that game is finishing up as at the time of recording this. Obviously, you guys will be able to see it from the overlay, but as of right now, Texas is up 8-5 in the bottom of the eighth. So hopefully they can finish it out here for us. But man, we got to turn things around. I don't know what's going on. We just really can't. We really can't get anything going right now. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. So our first play of the day, we're taking the Tigers and the Royals under 8.5 runs at -110 odds. I think that this line, I think that this is going to be a very common over trap. And what I mean by that is, both these pitchers are not very good. If you take a look at it, Daniel Lynch for Kansas City, 4.7 ERA, 4.73 in his last 5. He has not been very good, like, at all. And Drew Hutchison's going to be on the mound here for Detroit. 4.01 ERA over the course of the season, 4.35 at home. So he's an even worse pitcher at home. So another really great spot to target. But I do think that both these offenses are definitely not necessarily the greatest. I know Detroit normally has been scoring runs over the course of the past couple games, but I think that does change today. They are 30th when it comes to runs per game over the whole season. Kansas City is 24th, and that number does actually drop when it is on the road. So that one is kind of in our favor, but there are a lot of stats that make this seem like it's a little bit trappy. First things first, obviously both bad offenses. But secondly, both are really bad defensively as well. 18th when it comes to runs allowed, and that number does drop by 0.22 at home, so they are a better defense when it does come to being at home. Kansas City is 26th when it comes to runs allowed, and that number actually jumps up by 0.19 on the road. So it's definitely not a great spot to target for the over. I know that both these pitchers are really bad, but I just think that there's something trappy about it. And Kansas City is last when it comes to bullpen ERA. Detroit's ninth when it comes to bullpen ERA. So Detroit definitely not nearly as bad as Kansas City when it comes to that bullpen. But I just feel like there's something trappy about it. I feel like if you were to blind bet this, both these guys do have over 4 ERAs. I would be hammering the over if I was just blind betting this, but I really do think that there's a pretty good shot here for this one to hit the under. So we're going to be riding with it. Royals and Tigers under 8.5 runs at -110 odds. Now for our second play of the day, we're going to be taking a red-hot team. We're taking the Angels +1.5 here versus Houston at -125 odds. Now I know Houston is a very, very good team. But the one and only spot that I would ever target going against Houston would be on the road as a favorite. They are 25-28 to the road run line as a favorite this year. And the Angels, surprisingly, have been red hot here recently. They are also 13-8 when it comes to the home run line as an underdog so far this year. So hopefully we can see some more of that. Hopefully they can keep it close here for us. And they have been doing that here recently. They have actually won 5 of their last 6 games, so they have been really solid. 6 of their last 7 and 7 of their last 10. So they have actually been really solid here recently. So hopefully they can keep that up. And they have actually been playing really good opponents. It's not like they're just playing bad opponents, winning these games, stuff like that. They had a 4-game series versus Tampa Bay, and I know Tampa Bay is kind of up and down, but overall Tampa Bay has a phenomenal defense, so the fact that they were able to do that, I think that does say a lot. They also then turned around and had a 3-game sweep versus Toronto, and then they also had a 3-game series versus the Yankees. So all of these have been very competent opponents, and they've done really well versus them. So hopefully we can see some more of that as well. The Angels, I know they're not the best offense, 25th when it comes to runs per game, but that number does shoot up when they are at home. So I think that that's a pretty good spot to target. Houston, they are a top 10 offense. They are 10th when it comes to runs per game. They are just barely inside the top 10, though. So hopefully the Angels can go ahead and take this over. Also, Lance McCullers is going to be on the mound here for Houston. He only has 3 starts to his name, so we don't have a whole lot of information to back him up. But he does only have 1 start on the road so far this year, and he does have 3 earned runs. So is he a little bit worse of a pitcher on the road? It's way too early to tell. I mean, there's just not enough information on him, but he has gotten his feet wet when it comes to that, and he has actually pitched worse on the road in that 1 game that he started. He's been really good at home, but that 1 game on the road was versus a very good offense. I'm pretty sure it was Atlanta. I didn't write it down, but I think it was Atlanta, and he he allowed some runs. So if the Angels, if they can get hot, they're a very streaky team. So if they can get hot, I think that they have a really good chance to cover. And Reed Detmers is on the mound here for the Angels. 3.47 ERA, 3.2 at home, and 2.51 in his last 5 with an earned run log of 0, 4, 2, 1, and 1 earned runs in each of his last 5 starts. He's actually been very solid. I don't really foresee that changing. So that's going to be our second play of the day. Angels plus 1.5 here versus Houston, a minus 125 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going back to Old Reliable. This used to be one of my favorite bets when I first started betting MLB. We are taking the Padres plus 1/2 here in the first 5 versus the Dodgers. Now I really like this play for a couple different reasons, but the main one, Yu Darvish is going to be on the mound here, and he is one of the most profitable pitchers in the entire MLB, and we will kind of get to that here in a minute. If you look at both these teams, they are both 4-6 to the last 10 first 5 run line, so both these teams are actually under 500 in their last 10 games when it comes to the first 5, but I think this is a pretty good spot to take the dog here, and here's kind of why. Padres, they are 38-31 to the road run line, so they are more profitable on the road than they are at home to that first 5, and they are 6-4 in their last 10 to the road run line. So I think that does speak a little bit of volume. And if you look at the pitcher here for the Dodgers, we have Dustin May on the mound here. He has a really good ERA with just a 1.64, but he has only had 2 starts to his name, and both of those were versus Miami. Well, newsflash: the Padres are a much better offense than Miami. So I think that and we all know the Padres can get definitely hot at any moment, and they can just crank baseballs. So I do think that if there's any chance that that Dustin May lets up even just a little bit, I do think that this Padres team is going to be all over him. And you don't really get too much better on the flip side of the mound for San Diego. They have Yu Darvish on the mound, 3.41 ERA, and he's actually the 3rd most profitable pitcher to the first 5 in the entire MLB with a record of 17, 3, and 4 to the first 5. So I do think that does speak a lot of volume here. So we're going to be riding with it. All reliable. Padres plus 1/2 in the first 5 versus the Dodgers. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. We're less than 200 subscribers away, but that's going to do it for me. This is King Sanger signing out. Peace.